Guys, and welcome back again to the Next Big Thing podcast. So I'm really excited. The last time that I was here, that was like 2 weeks ago, and I've actually missed you guys. So today we'll just be discussing the latest things on the wall. The latest things on innovation, latest things on technology, and everything. So today there are lots of updates to be given. So first of all, I've been really busy for the couple of weeks. I've been shooting a show about iron technology. So we're trying to drop an update very soon. I don't want to say it right now, so we're just trying to drop something very soon. And when it comes, you guys would definitely see it. So that's it. And also for the last 1 week, we did a webinar for an hour with the manager. So an hour with the manager is a webinar to streamline on, things that are happening in the corporate businesses, things that you should take note and things that you should learn from as well. So that particular session was really inspiring because I learned a whole lot, and I'm very sure that people that attended learned as well. So we're here just to talk about the latest things that are going on in the world. So first of all, what I'm looking at right now is that Kenya suspends Sam Ainsman's high ball. So this was supposed to be an innovation that was introduced to Kenya uh, that was supposed to help in scanning crypto projects launched by OpenAI founder, which is Sam Altman. So I don't know what happened. They maybe security checks and all, and it's related to the wall app. So they had to just put an hold on that. And I don't know if that is benefiting anybody, but they have their own reasons. So that has been set aside. Then for most of us using iOS, macOS, and Apple devices, we might not be getting the AirTags very soon, like for real. So Apple analyst Minchi predicts that they won't enter mass production until the fourth quarter of 2014. Sorry, 2024. Okay, so it's not really that far per se, but this is something that we have been expecting. I myself, to get. So that has been delayed as well. Then also on the world of AI, like I've always been saying, artificial intelligence is the next big thing. Like right now, so there's a post that was out on the 1st of August that says that YouTube uses artificial intelligence to actually summarize videos in latest tests. So we all know that ChatGPT is here. We know that there are countless of other services that are offering the same thing. Trying to make sure that content is being derived fast and efficient. So YouTube obviously has pulled into this, and they're using it to actually summarize videos. So it's just a test out, and I'm very sure that when they're done, the test is properly done and it will be rolled out. Yeah. Then for the next thing, this is actually sad because this technology, as we see in the movies, is a very cool one. So there was a case in Detroit. So a lady was arrested due to the fact that the system thought that she was someone else. So let me just go back. So, the technology of scanning, facial scanning, like seeing someone there and then you pick the person. For example, there was a video that was out, I think, a few days ago. Some group of guys entered the shop and then they robbed. They robbed the shop and then carted away with millions uh, of properties. So capturing their eye now, they can use that technology to trace wherever the technology recognizes the facial imagery, they can then be arrested. So this happened, and the technology was actually faulty for this particular lady. So on February 16, 2023, at 7:50 a.m., Miss Woodruff was preparing her children for school when she was confronted by 6 Detroit police officers at her doorstep. So they presented her with an arrest warrant for robbery and carjacking, leaving her baffled and assuming it was a joke. Given her visibly pregnant status, the officers made it clear that they were serious and proceeded to arrest her. After the whole thing, they didn't realize that there was a mistake in the facial software. So she was actually arrested, wrongfully. Yeah. So that's one of the cases that we just need to understand that technology is here, but we need to know that it is not perfect yet. So we just need to put all our hands in deck and then make sure that what we are pushing out there, it's actually good for consumption. Okay, so that happens and she has been released actually. Then the next one is Apple may be testing the M3 Mac Mini. Okay, so this is kind of a cool update, but I don't know. I don't really like the mini aspects of Apple because it's kind of small. Although so many people are saying that it can do so many things just like the normal Apple MacBook. So I don't have any doubts, but for me, it's a little bit. It's good if you want to take it around, plug, play, and do whatever you want. Well, for me, it's actually very small, pretty tiny, actually. So they are just trying to roll out a testing phase for this and using the M3 chip. So we know M1, we know M2, and then M3 is here. So they're just trying to test it on the Mac Mini. If it is okay, they can then implement it and then start charging people a lot of money. Yeah, so then for fun facts, we have already heard of Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg's fight, which is pretty interesting. I've been thinking this was a joke, but well, I'm still thinking it's a joke, but with the whole scenario and everything, so Elon Musk is now coming to say that the cage match might actually happen, and then it will be streamed on X. So X, for those of you that have not been aware, so Twitter has been changed from Twitter to X, and then the logo has been changed from the bird logo to the letter X. So there's this article I saw like a few hours ago that saying that Elon Musk is actually very. We don't know if he has something to do with the letter X because his child is named X, Tesla X, its company X Corp and everything. And I even made some research to understand that PayPal was actually X.com at the time. So I don't know his problem with whether problem or whatever is with X. It's just he changed the name and everything. So he's saying that the match will happen. I don't know who's gonna win. You can predict, but I can't predict anything because these two guys are just unpredictable. It might even be a stunt for whatever they're trying to build, if they're building anything. Because I can't imagine my dad or my senior uncle or my senior brother getting in fights, and arms. Well, it's a cool thing to do. It's a manly stuff to do. But these guys are kind of, like the kind of a world leader in tech. So I don't know how that's gonna happen because it's really gonna be crazy. So let's just hope that they're joking around. Yeah, so you're saying that the cage fight might happen. I don't know how that's gonna be cool, but that's the case. So next one, sorry. Twitch streamer Kai Kenneth. So we might not know this guy, but this guy is one of these guys that we don't really know what they do, but they just position their system and then start streaming. So they might be playing games, might be reviewing stuff, and then like one particular fact to note: Travis Scott released. This is not related. I'm just a Travis Scott fan. The album is fire, man. So this album was dropped last week, and everywhere was crazy. I played the whole album for like a day. I played it like straight 3 4 days repeats. I'm not kidding, man. Repeats non-stop. So album is fire. So Kai Kenneth is one of the guys that actually reviewed the album, like reviewing, like listening to it and then giving their own opinions and stuff. I don't know if that's necessary because me, whatever that they're saying, whatever opinion that they have is their own opinion, because music is music. You can't force someone to like music, and you can't, tell someone that this is cool and this is not. It's appealing to the eyes, okay, and the ears as well. So this guy, Kai Kenneth, I don't know, has been charged with inciting a riot after chaotic giveaway in Union Square. So this is the same thing, well, not almost the same thing, like Donald Trump did, few months or years ago. That as a public figure, you should understand the fact that your words means a lot, and whatever you're saying, you have a whole lot of followers. Whatever you're saying might be misinterpreted by so many people. So I'm very sure that this guy said, maybe made a statement, and the mad fans, the diehard fans, took it up upon their heads and started doing stuff. So AMP Kai Kenneth's AMP group posts first public statement since Friday's riots. Okay, what he said. So popular Twitch stream, sorry, an influencer, Kai Kenneth, is facing charges of inciting a riot at his giveaway event in New York City on Friday. This is today actually, and hasn't posted on social media since being released from custody on Saturday morning. So I think he was arrested on Friday. Now, via Variety, the first statement on the incident has appeared on the Instagram story for his AMP. Any means possible. That's the meaning of AMP group. So I don't want to read this. It's not related to what we are discussing, but it's one of the technological figures out there that is representing a lot of people. Just imagine what they just did right now, saying stuff, and people just took it upon their hands and start doing anything. Yeah. So on the next one, so Russia, like I've always said, Russia is a world power, and they shouldn't be taken for granted. So Apple delays podcast that the Russian government wanted blocked. So few months ago, so there was this particular podcast that came out, which is Medusa's flagship, called "What Happened." I think there was a particular particular episode that the government didn't like, and so they asked for Apple actually to remove it from the podcast channel. So Apple has done that. I don't know what that will do, because let me just read it out. Russian communications regulator Roskomnadzor has has ramped up its censorship push since the country invaded Ukraine last year, and it asked Apple earlier this year to remove the news podcast from Medusa, a Latvian-based independent outlet that's publishing news about Russia. Now, Medusa says it received the following notice from Apple with no mention of what the issue is that apparently needs to be resolved. So Apple sent this little bit of thing. We found an issue with your show, What Happened, which must be resolved before it's available on Apple Podcast. The show has been removed from Apple Podcast. So I don't know if this is a violation of the free speech movement, because this guy was just saying stuff out of your mind, and Russia has a problem with it, and then they ask Apple to get off the radio, get off the screen, get off the devices, and Apple just went away with it. So I don't know if this is cool, but for me it's not cool actually. It's abusement of power. But if it encourages violence, it's a good stuff actually. So yeah, so like I said, Twitter is now X, and Twitter Blue is now X Premium. So yeah, so the program that can't make its payments on time has a new name. Yeah, so as highlighted in Elon Musk's tweets from last night, also, that's last night, the official handle for the account has been changed to Premium. That's nice. Unlike several other handles X has hijacked from users in rebranding push like sports and music. It's unclear if anyone was using this one until now. Okay, so Elon Musk tweeted, to be eligible for your ad revenue share, you must be an X Premium subscriber, which is the Twitter blue. The ad money will otherwise be kept by X if you are not an X Premium subscriber. Okay, so this program is open for everyone. This is actually a cool thing because there's a requirement. You must be an X Premium subscriber, receive at least 15 million total impressions on your post in the last 3 months. That's a cool thing. And also I have at least 500 followers. How many followers do I even have? So I think I have 400 and something. Well, I don't really post content there, so that's why it is low. And very important, be at least 18 years old, which is impressive also. Okay, the next one is a Pixel Watch. So Pixel is a subsidiary of Google Pixel, just like we have Apple iWatch. So they released a Watch 1, which was cool, and now the Pixel Watch 2 may get a multi-day battery life. And so this will be cool because the Apple iWatch, I don't know about the latest ones, but the one I have, the battery doesn't really last, and I don't know if it's from my own particular device or it's from the general lifespan of the battery. So if Pixel does this, it's gonna be a cool win for them because it's smart, like smart. But I won't compare because I've not used it before. So it's a cool thing as well. Okay, so so Apple's job listing reveal possible path for using generative AI. Okay, so generative AI is a term that was introduced when the whole artificial intelligence came on board, like ChatGPT and the rest of the guys. When you put in a prompt and then it brings something out, it brings in a response, either an image, either a video, audio, or even a content, which is like a text. So Apple is saying that it's been working on artificial intelligence research for years, and recent job listings show its current focus. Okay, so over the last few months, company has posted dozens of AI jobs in the US, France, and China, looking to fill roles that could help build generative AI tools that use local processing on mobile devices like this one. Okay, so let me just read this out. We are seeking a candidate with a proven track record in applied machine learning, which is ML research. Responsibilities in the role will include training large-scale model, language and multimodal models on distributed backends. Okay, deployment of compact neural architecture such as transformers efficiently on device, and learning policies that can be personalized to the user in a privacy preserving manner. Yeah, privacy is very important for this. So this is just one of the examples for the job listing. So if you're listening and you're a developer and you've been thinking of learning artificial intelligence, this is like the proof that you should actually learn it, because in the coming months, in the coming years, you will be needed. So just like we all know that AI now can generate codes, your work is at stake, because in the future we will have a system that can generate a full-blown software. I'm not kidding. This is going to happen very soon. So guys, if you want to learn it, make sure you learn it fast, make sure you learn it smart, and then just adjust. Okay, so that's for that. So the next one, let me just scroll down to this. Okay, so back to security. So not back to, actually to security, next to security. The FBI is investigating a multiple state hospital ransomware attack. Let me open this up and then catch a full glimpse of it. Okay, ransomware is a malware that that are introduced by hackers, black hackers, that when you download something and then the malware will now infiltrate your computer, then lock up your document, whatever that was instructed for it to do, and then to demand some payment. So it's like a kidnapping kind of scheme. For example, I develop something right now and push it out. When you download that, it is going to lock a particular folder that it thinks that is important. Then it will then bring out a prompt or send an email to you, whatever, with instruction that you should make payment to a Bitcoin. It's always Bitcoin, a Bitcoin account. And then when that payment is being done, your account will be your laptop or whatever will be unlocked and you can have access. So most of the times they use, I've never done this. I'm just putting out a scenario for you guys to understand. So most of the time this has been done to threaten, to get just like kidnapping and blackmail. So it's not a cool thing actually. Okay, so they are just investigating one that happened in a hospital. There's no big news about this. That's just the headline. And let's check something else. Okay, this is kind of cool. This guy is saying that he converted a cargo bike to an e-bike. Okay, just giving him instructions. Okay, that's a cool thing. All right, so Twitter X, yeah, this is just kind of going back to when he changed the name from Twitter to X. That's cool. Then Mark Zuckerberg, you brought in trade, but you know that people are not stay steady anymore, and for countless reasons. So you can use hashtags, you can send a DM, which is a direct message. You can search for users, and you can't, the things that other social medias are doing. So trade is just boring. I'm sorry to say this for everyone that likes it, but it's not. I just hope that you maybe update one of those things. Like he's saying, okay, he's saying that trades will now add search and web in next few weeks. Okay, that's cool. I just hope that you do it better. Okay. All right. So based on this, the Android is really trying really hard to make sure that it can read QR codes from the phone, from Android phone. So Apple has been doing it for some time, and it's really cool. So they let me pause this. Okay, guys. So the next thing we're gonna talk about is trade. So trade is saying that they want to introduce the search and web in the next few weeks. So as we all know, trade has become kind of boring for me. It's really kind of boring at the moment. And the reason why it's boring for me is that you cannot do basic things like highlighting, uh, putting hashtags on your posts, getting people to see your posts. If they are not your followers, you don't just people don't see them. And also search. There's no search on trade. You can't search for anybody. You can't even send a message to someone. So it's really boring at the moment because those little things kind of matter in the social media world. So Mark Zuckerberg is saying here that he will introduce the search and web in the next few weeks. So as we all know in the software world, things come out, updates come out, and I'm very sure that this is one of the things that will come up, and subsequent one is going to come out as well. So just stay tuned on that. It's going to be cool, I think. Okay, for security, so this is very important because most of us don't really understand the have not experienced when your system has been hijacked by hackers actually, because I've experienced it. I think I was browsing and then I downloaded something. I thought I downloaded the thing I was looking for. So what happened is that they took over my system and then they locked it all off. When after so many trials, I couldn't do anything. I had to, erase the whole system and then, get another thing. I lost everything on the system. So it's very important that you should just understand what's at stake. So paying no attention to USB ports behind the no USB sticker. Okay, so when that happens, okay, so this lady is saying HP has such scammers. I posted about this very cheap printer before, which strongly suggests that there is no USB, only Wi-Fi. When I first got it, I figured out that to print over the network without using the app, they try to bully you to download it. Yeah, going to download. So these are the little things that you just need to understand that you know don't don't just avoid the little information that you get. Security is very important. Okay. So on Google, so this is like a uh, general announcement, general news in Google. So judge dismisses major arguments in Google antitrust case. So let me pull this up because Google, like in the last thing I had a webinar, a session to talk about Google, and also I was with my co-host Joy. So she was talking about ChatGPT, and I was talking about Google as well. So let me just pull this out and then try to see what's going on there. So let me just read this. The government's antitrust case against Google just got significantly smaller in a filing on Friday. A United States District Court dismisses several of the claims that the Department of Justice and a coalition of states brought against the company, including allegations that Google search harms competitive services. Okay, the decision stems from a pair of lawsuits that the DOJ and a group of 38 state attorneys general filed against 2020. That's a long time. While the DOJ and states originally filed separately, the suits have since become mostly consolidated. Okay, so I don't know. Google is Google, So they are saying that Google has been diminishing their competitors like Yelp, Expedia, and TripAdvisor. So this is a lot of stuff. I don't really grasp that, but just something you just need to know that it's happening. Okay, yeah. So let me see what else is here. So in tech, it's clearly time. All the news about transparent tech renaissance. So transparent tech is actually a cool thing, and I'm always excited whenever I see the news about it. So just take a picture and imagine that you have a transparent phone, and then you're holding it in your hand. Your hand. So you can see the screen. I saw it in a movie. What was the movie? What was the movie? I forgot the movie. So the phone was just a transparent device, like a glass. So you're just holding it, and then you can see your hand and also see the device and everything. So there is a news here that it's actually coming up to stage that this will happen very soon. So gadgets, much like fashion, can make style come back. For technology, we have lived through the 80s, BH keyboards. Okay. Transition to the 90s with a grey and black plastic video game system plus bright colors for Sony, Walkman, and Nintendo. So this is just to show us that it's actually very cool. I wish you guys can see it. It's really, it's really nice. So this is just that. Okay, a bunch of pictures that are really making sense, and I can see a transparent pad, a game pad, and it's freaking awesome. And I can see a VR headset. I can see VR pads, and also okay, I think this is just for. Oh, this is not just for gaming. I can see transparent USB cord. Also, wow, transparent CPU. PS5 as well. Nice. Okay. This is actually impressive. Nice. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, this is cool. I can't wait to get one myself. Okay, so back to X. So X takes over another account. Yeah, so Elon Musk made a tweet thing like a few months ago, and he was saying that he wants to buy X. So there's a guy on Twitter that was, I don't know if it's a guy or a lady or a non-binary, or anything is. I don't know, man. I can't go into that route. Yeah, no offense. So this there was a guy that was using the X handler, and Elon Musk was offering to buy it from the guy. So I don't know what happened, but let me just read this out. So X takes over another account. The owner of the at music handle on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, says that X unceremoniously took over username Thursday. The old at music, wait, this is for at music, not X. The old at music account has been moved to music fan. Yes, and X also took over the X handle from his former owner last week. Yeah, that was the one I was talking about. I don't know if they paid the guy some money, if they bought it. I don't know, but it should obviously be money involved because if I had that, that was kind of a regime, you know. And I wish I had that. Okay, so YouTube is saying that its enhanced 1080 pixels for premium subscribers is now available on desktop web. Okay, that's cool for people that are using that. And for Microsoft, so Excel Exports Revolution is coming back to ESPN this week. Okay, that's a cool news for anyone that is interested in that. Okay, so that's cool. Then scrolling down to a lot of news that are cool but not related to what we're talking about right now. Okay, so there is an article here that is talking about Elon Musk. Says the title is The Entire Story of Twitter X under Elon Musk. It's gonna be a long story, but you guys can check that out and see. Okay, so Windows has introduced nearby share. That's a cool news. So if you guys don't know what this is, so nearby share is a technology used by uh, devices that you can find the nearest person around you and then share stuff to. If you're using an Apple, you should know about AirDrop. So AirDrop is almost doing the same thing. That if you want to share stuff, images, photos, videos, songs, downloaded songs, files, folders, you can share it from the nearby person that currently has his AirDrop turned on. So Windows is doing this as well. That's a big win. It's cool. Okay. Right. So what else do we have here? Okay. What's ahead for the tech industry? A lot is ahead for the tech industry. So many things are coming in, so many things are going out, and what you can do is just adjust. Okay. Alright, so guys, I think that should be the end of the episode, and I just hope that I'll be with you guys very soon next time. So it's so sad that I want to go right now. I really enjoyed the fact that I was talking to you guys and then putting in input and putting out value and just trying to, put something out for you guys to take notes. So thank you guys and do have a lovely evening, morning, afternoon, and do take care of yourself and have a more productive week from tomorrow, whatever time zone you are. Just stay blessed, guys, and peace. Okay.